Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts Bringing Value Home. HAC urges Guyanese to use social media to strengthen, not divide. IDPADA-G calls on government to demonstrate constitutional maturity and obey court order. Revitalization of the Stabroek Market moving apace. City Council excluded from Tuesday's engagement. Mayor disappointed. GPSCCU actively involved in members' long-term growth with first entrepreneurial market day. And in sport, WINDIES women knocked out of the race for the 2026 ICC T20 World Cup trophy. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm ALETHEA Grant with the Tuesday 30th June 2026 edition of the HGP Nightly News. We will tell you this evening that a single social media post can spark unity or stir division, and the Ethnic Relations Commission's chairman, Sheikh Moeen Haq, says Guyanese must be careful about which one they are feeding as the country celebrates 60 years of independence. More details in this report.
Ethnic Relations Commissioner, Chairman Sheikh Moeen Haq, says the rise of social media has made it easier than ever to either bring people together or drive them further apart, and he believes Ghana must be more intentional about choosing unity. Speaking at the opening of the ERC's National Symposium, Ghana at 60, Unity, Diversity and the Path Forward, Haq said the country is entering a new period shaped by rapid economic growth, population changes and the growing influence of digital communication. He noted that the way Guyanese speak to each other, understand one another, and shape their views have changed significantly over the past decade. Because of that, he said respect must be treated as a daily responsibility, not just a national slogan.
And in an age when a single social media post can either build or burn a bridge, the simple but demanding choice to extend to others the same dignity we claim for ourselves is of paramount importance.
According to Haq, Ghana has spent 6 decades determining its own path and shaping its own story. Still, he stressed that harmony cannot be achieved by hope alone. It requires steady, deliberate effort from institutions, communities, and citizens.
We must take the challenges as lessons learned and build stronger relations, characterized by love, respect, and tolerance.
Haq said the country should build on those positive qualities and focus more on shared values than division.
Let us ask ourselves, do we truly love our country? I encourage all presenters and participants today to let the love for our country and our people guide our discussions and leave a legacy of peace.
The symposium was arranged to review the state of ethnic relations over the years, create space for structured discussion, gather useful information and data, and produce a report with practical findings and recommendations. Antonio De reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The International Decade for People of African Descent Assembly Guyana, IDPADA-G, has urged the government of Guyana to demonstrate constitutional maturity by paying over the $32 million in subventions owed from 2022 as mandated by a recent High Court ruling. Antonio Day has more.
The International Decade for People of African Descent Assembly, known as IDPADA-G, has urged the government to distribute over $32 million outstanding for its 2022 subventions. This demand follows a recent High Court ruling that mandates the payment. Chairman of the organization, Vincent Alexander, during a press briefing on Tuesday, issued this call amid a protracted legal battle following the government's discontinuation of funding in that year. Alexander highlighted the ruling as a significant achievement for fairness, accountability, and the rule of law in Guyana. He said the government's failure to honor its judicial obligation to pay IDPADA-G its subvention will have legal consequences.
We have the option to take legal action if they do not voluntarily and automatically respond, and that requires a legal process which our attorneys can better speak to.
Vivian Williams, one of the attorneys representing the IDPADA-G, emphasized that it is not a matter of whether the government agrees with the court orders, but rather a matter of compliance.
Respect for the rule of law, as stated in the opening statement, requires compliance with the orders of the court unless and until they are stayed or varied.
He urged the government to quickly respect the court decision, asserting that true constitutional maturity is shown by institutions honoring judicial orders despite disagreements.
Sometimes the greater demonstration of constitutional maturity is to acknowledge that a court has spoken, to respect its authority, and to ensure that its orders are faithfully implemented.
The High Court's judgment in the case of IDPADA-G versus the Attorney General and others, delivered after more than 3 years, did not order reinstatement of future subventions, but emphasized procedural fairness. The court ruled that IDPADA-G should have been given notice and an opportunity to be heard before the 2022 subvention was terminated. Based on this, the state was ordered to pay the remaining installments of the 2022 funds, totaling approximately $32 million. Alexander acknowledged the organization's respect for the court's decision while agreeing with some aspects. He emphasized the need to uphold judicial authority in a constitutional democracy. Antonio Ndi reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Plans for the revitalization of the Stabroek Market and the surrounding areas are moving apace, with the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development on Tuesday engaging key stakeholders. More details in this report.
The Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development continues to advance plans for the revitalization of Stabroek Market and the surrounding areas as part of a broader vision to enhance Georgetown's functionality, accessibility, and appeal while preserving its rich heritage. During a planning meeting, Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, the Honorable Priya Manichan, met with technical personnel from the King's Foundation to assess progress of preliminary concepts and discussed approaches to modernizing one of the city's most significant commercial and cultural landmarks, Stabroek Market. According to the Local Government Ministry, discussions focused on creating a revitalized urban environment that supports vendors, businesses, commuters, and visitors while improving the overall experience of those who live, work, and travel through the city. Particular attention was given to ensuring that future development remains inclusive, protects livelihoods, and responds to the evolving needs of Georgetown. The meeting also examined broader opportunities to improve public spaces, encourage sustainable urban development, and enhance the city's attractiveness as a commercial and tourism destination. According to a statement from the ministry, quote-unquote, emphasis was placed on the importance of preserving Georgetown's unique character while embracing people-centered development. Minister Manichan reaffirmed her ministry's commitment to a consultative planning process, noting that the objective is to ensure communities and stakeholders benefit from future development initiatives while safeguarding the historic significance of Stabroek Market and the surrounding urban landscape. Meanwhile, when asked what role the Mayor and City Council is playing in the revitalization process, Mayor Alfred Mentor expressed disappointment that the Ministry of Local Government failed yet again to engage the City Council, which is a major stakeholder in the project, to choose this planning meeting.
And for the Minister and her team to do this is another direct role in trying to usurp the authority of the council. I have a problem with that.
Mayor Mentor said he is prepared to further engage the King's Foundation, another key stakeholder in this project.
Because we've always had engagements with the King's Foundation and the government of Guyana. We've had that kind of involvement. So for them to exclude us, I will have to pen a letter directly to the King's Foundation at this point. And the Minister of Local Government.
The Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development did say, though, it will continue to engage relevant stakeholders as planning progresses and will provide further updates as the initiative advances. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development made good on a promise to reconnecting the communities of Lagrange and Bagotville on the west bank of Demerara. Marvin Cato reports.
The Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development delivered on a promise made by Minister Priya Manichan to construct a bridge connecting Lagrange and Bagotville on the west bank of Demerara. Minister Manichan returned to the west side Monday to officially commission the newly constructed pedestrian bridge connecting Unity Street in Lagrange to Inner Bagotville.
Them is creating a bridge that a lot of people used to use from Bagotville to Lagrange, from Lagrange to Canal. It really is disruptive. We can't use it anymore.
The new structure provides safe, immediate access for residents and daily commuters from both villages. The simple yet significant commissioning ceremony was attended by Regional Executive Officer for Region 3, Essequibo Islands West Demerara, Surendra Kayam, alongside the regional engineer who oversaw the project's timely execution. The bridge spans 63 feet in length and 4 feet in width. The light transit bridge replaces previous infrastructure challenges, ensuring residents no longer face disruptions in their daily routes. The project was birthed out of a conversation the minister had with a resident during a community engagement last year. At the time, the resident explained that the deteriorated bridge had once served as a vital link between the two communities, allowing residents to access transportation, schools, and the markets with ease.
Once I'm in a position to help fix this bridge, your bridge will be fixed.
During the commissioning, Minister Manichan emphasized the transformative nature of the new structure for the community. She further noted that together we can build bridges, we can build infrastructure, we can make people's lives better, and we can connect communities. For local residents, the swift delivery of the bridge solves pressing issues. The execution of this project aligns with the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development's ongoing mandate to rapidly upgrade community infrastructure, bringing government and essential services closer to the people. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned. We have more news on the other side of this break.
It's game on. And you may not be able to predict the scoreline or who will win each game. And you sure can't predict who will be the champion. But what is predictable is that Quartz has what you need to watch the games the way you want to every time. It's game on. Quartz, bringing value home.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc., powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
GCOM will be conducting a claims and objections exercise commencing July 1, 2026 to produce an official list of electors, OLE. GCOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all registration divisions across Guyana for you to check whether you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. If you will be 18 years or older by June 30, 2026, and you are a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. If you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE, you are required to apply for registration if your name is not in the PLE, apply for a transfer if you have changed your address since you were registered, apply for a name change if you have changed your name, or apply for a correction if your registration particulars are incorrect. Any person who is in information on the PLE is incorrect can apply for such information to be changed or corrected. Any person applying for a change or correction to his or her particulars must provide the relevant original source document, birth certificate, and deed poll for a name change by deed poll, birth certificate, and marriage certificate for a name change by marriage. Divorce absolute in the case of a woman who is desirous of reverting to her maiden name from her married name, birth certificate, adoption certificate, naturalization certificate for correction of minor clerical errors. Visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to conduct any of the above transactions. The claims aspect of this exercise will end on Tuesday, July 14, 2026. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gcom.org.ui.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. You're watching the HGP Nightly News. Pamela North, director of the Help and Shelter Center, says women in remote hinterland and riverine communities continue to face challenges accessing empowerment opportunities being made available by the Ministry of Human Services. Addressing the just concluded We Lead conference, North emphasized the need for greater access to public information for the hinterland so that this particular gender cohort can benefit. Here's more from Antonio Day.
There are several opportunities here in Guyana for women now that is available throughout the length and breadth. And they need to tap into it. But how do they tap into opportunities? We in this room are the ones who share and disseminate that information to them. We are the ones that link them to that opportunity.
That was Pamela North, director of the Help and Shelter Center, at a recent We Lead conference held at the Pegasus Corporate Suites in Georgetown. Most riverine communities are often characterized by their geographical isolation and limited infrastructure, which pose unique challenges. Women living there frequently face difficulties such as inadequate transportation, limited communication networks, and scarce local resources, she noted. North said these challenges and factors combined create substantial obstacles in reaching and engaging these services designed to empower women economically and socially. The Help and Shelter Director, who's also a social development professional and human rights advocate, explained that religious and traditional misconceptions often deter women from accessing the opportunities available to them. She said due to taboos and social barriers, many women in these communities believe they are not deserving or capable of benefiting from such opportunities.
They don't step out of the box because maybe cultural taboos, religious taboos, all of this is contributed to what affects a woman in her daily life. So oftentimes we need to relook and to see how we can create those opportunities.
While the availability of opportunities for women through governmental programs is commendable, the challenge lies in ensuring equitable access. North is adamant that unlocking the full potential of all women regardless of their location remains a priority for social progress and empowerment. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
We will now turn our attention to our men folk as Men's Mental Health Awareness Month concludes. The stigma attached, that of weakness in men seeking help, continues to be of grave concern. Mental health advocate and international public health expert Colin Hayes, in sharing coping mechanisms for men, noted that this phenomenon often discourages men from opening up about challenges they are facing. Antonio Day reports.
As June 30th, 2026 marks the end of Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, it is important to reflect on the persistent stigma that surrounds mental health, particularly in men. Among concerns raised during an interview with HGP Nightly News by Colin Haynes, an international health consultant and mental health advocate, who said that such societal perceptions create significant barriers to mental health support and contribute to men suffering in silence. Tackling these harmful views is vital for empowering men to seek help without fear or shame.
There's sort of a belief that you're a man and you must figure it out, and you know, you must solve all the problems, which I don't agree. So the biggest challenge we have now is men seeking health care.
Haynes told Nightly News that encouraging marginalized men, especially African and Indian groups, to seek health care is difficult due to historical and cultural factors.
You had challenges, but you didn't have that additional, impinging of technology cost of living has risen. This country, we have it too. And so those things create, the problem. So it's tied among historical, cultural, socioeconomic.
These norms impose pressure in today's fast-paced world, leading to emotional distress in men often expressed as aggression or withdrawal, he asserted. Haynes also stated that breaking stigma involves normalizing vulnerability and redefining strength, needing collective responsibility from families and communities, plus safe spaces for dialogue.
And let's not be scared to be vulnerable. Let's, put out these emotions and, let's get about the business of making this world a better place.
Antonio, the reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
As Guyana urges its diaspora to return home, LGBTQ rights activist Joel Simpson says one group is still being left out of that national invitation. LGBTQ Guyanese who left because they did not feel safe, protected, or accepted in their own country. More details in this report.
Founder of the Society Against Sexual Orientation Discrimination, SASOD, Joel Simpson, says many LGBTQ plus Guyanese are still leaving the country, not only for economic reasons, but because they do not feel legally or socially protected at home. In an exclusive interview with Nightly News, he said this remains a serious issue even as Guyana continues to experience major economic growth and the government encouraging members of the diaspora to return. Simpson argued that LGBTQ people are unlikely to return while laws criminalizing same-sex intimacy remain in place, and while there is no clear protection against discrimination or recognition of their rights.
And this is one of the points we keep making about brain drain as well, and that this is an economic issue as well because we're losing a lot of bright, talented, creative people who are fleeing to greener pastures. There's a lot of economic migration still happening.
He pointed to the story of Harold Hopkinson and his son Quincy, who were featured in the latest video from the Together campaign. The video released during Pride Month and around Father's Day shows a 71-year-old father speaking openly about accepting his 47-year-old gay son.
On one hand, it's great that his father, his 71-year-old father, accepts his 47-year-old son. But unfortunately, because of these laws criminalizing intimacy, Harold Hopkinson's son, Quincy, felt he had to leave Guyana.
He also highlighted growing support from some faith communities. Simpson said allies have emerged from the Catholic, Anglican, and Presbyterian churches, as well as the Guyana Pandits Council. According to him, these groups and leaders have been publicly supportive of the LGBTQ rights and have called for legal changes.
LGBTQ people will not return to a country where the laws criminalize them. There's no protection from discrimination. There's absolutely no recognition of their rights as LGBTQ people.
Simpson urged the public to support those efforts, saying the push for inclusion must go beyond celebration and address the laws and the social conditions that continue to drive people away. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned, we have more news for you.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
This Saturday and Sunday, come down to Gafour's all-new Home and Office Center, upstairs of the MacDo Mega Complex. We got everything to fix up your place. Recliners, TVs, refrigerators, chandeliers, kitchen appliances, fitness equipment, outdoor furniture, toys, back-to-school bags, all under one roof at prices you can't beat. We open Saturday from 7:30 to 4 and Sunday from 9 to 4. And hear this, you getting 10% off store-wide every Sunday. So don't miss this opportunity to save big. Call 223-9896 or come down this weekend to Gafour's all-new Home and Office Center, upstairs of the MacDoom Mega Complex. Gafour's, the name you can trust. See you there.
It's game on. And you may not be able to predict the scoreline or who will win each game. And you sure can't predict who will be the champion. But what is predictable is that Quartz has what you need to watch the games the way you want to every time. It's game on. Quartz, bringing value home.
Welcome back. You're watching the HGP Nightly News. Thanks for staying with us. Enthused buyers and sellers over the weekend attended the Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Limited's inaugural Entrepreneurial Market Day. The initiative is designed to create a dynamic platform for members of the credit union to showcase, promote, and sell their products and services. Marvin Cato has more details.
With the Guyana Development Bank bill already tabled and awaiting the conclusion of the parliamentary process before being signed into law, it appears Guyanese are positioning themselves to capitalize on this opportunity to use lending institutions like the Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union, GPSCCU, to kickstart their business. In that regard, the GPSCCU held its first Entrepreneurial Market Day at the weekend, which is designed to create a dynamic platform for GPSCCU members to showcase, promote, and sell their products and services. Speaking at the opening of the event, Christopher Thompson, Chief Executive Officer of the credit union, reminded members that the purpose of the credit union is to ensure the success of its members.
We are extremely impactful, but be quiet, but impactful. And we have been making strides over the years to improve the life and livelihoods of our members.
The initiative forms part of the credit union's ongoing commitment to fostering entrepreneurship, supporting small business development, and highlighting the diverse talents and innovations that exist within its membership. Meanwhile, Secretary of the GPSCCU, Eslyn Harris, noted that she recently participated as a delegate in a business conference hosted in Guyana that was geared towards fostering a conducive business environment and promoting entrepreneurship. She said she was tasked with developing a project that would be beneficial to the membership and to the credit union.
We are more than happy to be a part of our members' entrepreneurial drive because we believe if the members are empowered, we will indeed all enjoy a very good credit union.
The inaugural Entrepreneurial Market Day, which was hosted opposite the credit union's Hatfield Street head office, Harris said can only get better as she encouraged the union's membership, with support from the general public, to fully come on board for what will be an annual event. Members will have the opportunity to expand their market reach, connect with potential customers, and strengthen their businesses in a supportive and engaging environment. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
A police constable has been remanded to prison after being charged with the murder of a Cuban national. The woman's decomposed body was later discovered in the bushes at Enmore Backdam, East Coast Demerara. More details from Travis Chase.
A police constable has been remanded to prison after being formally charged with the murder of 26-year-old Cuban national Dailene Gomez. The accused, Randy Thomas, appeared on Monday before the Vigilance Magistrates Court, where the indictable charge of murder was read to him. He was not required to enter a plea and was remanded to prison until July 21. The charge stems from the death of Gomez, who lived at Monrepo, East Coast Demerara. She was last seen alive on June 18, while reportedly on her way to work at the Monrepo Health Center. Her disappearance prompted relatives to raise an alarm, leading police to launch a missing person investigation. That probe was later upgraded to a murder investigation after her decomposed body was discovered on June 24 in a bushy area at Enmore Backdam. However, the policeman confessed that after buying a rope from a Chinese supermarket in his home village of Mahaika, East Coast Demerara, he collected the woman and they went to Enmore Back Dam. Thomas told investigators that he and Gomez had a misunderstanding in his car and she assaulted him. Mr. Thomas also told detectives that he placed a teddy bear to the woman's head and shot her with an unlicensed gun. Thomas also reportedly said he dragged the woman's body and dumped it in a clump of bushes. The case is expected to return to the Vigilance Magistrates Court on July 21. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Fruitopia, it's a drink that's hype. Citrus punch, fruit punch, tastes nice. Guava, pineapple, that give me a vibe. We no want nothing less compared to the rest. Fruitopia the best. Quench any thirst when it comes to the test. Perfect thing for my lunch. Flavors like a punch. Fruitopia, it's a drink that's hype. Citrus punch, fruit punch, tastes nice. Fruitopia, the drink that rocks your lunchtime.
GCOM will be conducting a claims and objections exercise commencing July 1, 2026 to produce an official list of electors, OLE, if you will be 18 years or older by June 30, 2026, and you're a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GCOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all registration divisions across Guyana for you to check whether you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. You can object to anyone whom you believe does not qualify for inclusion in the OLE. To do so, you must be listed in the same divisional list as the person you are objecting to. You must visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to make an objection. The objections aspect of this exercise will end on Friday, July 17, 2026. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Make your home look great with sash windows from Gaffurs. They're fitted with 4mm thick glass with a male and female frame that's easy to join. Comes with a built-in mosquito screen. You can adjust the opening for ventilation to suit yourself. And it has a safety locking mechanism too. Yes, Gaffurs sash windows not only look good, they've got all the great features that make them the best design in windows anywhere. Get Gaffurs sash windows for a perfect fit and finish for your home from the MacDo Mega Store and Gaffurs outlets at Purika, Neves, Land of Canaan, Rose Hall, Beatty, Angie, and Diamond. Call 223-9896 for more information anytime. Gaffurs, the name you can trust.
Good evening and welcome to Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio D. Here's what you need to know as we turn attention to news within the region. Frustration is rising across Venezuela over a lack of government help in areas struck by deadly twin earthquakes last week, with miracle rescues increasingly rare and the death toll hitting more than 1,700. Among the casualties are believed to be as many as 140 people deported from the United States, including children who were staying at a hotel that was toppled by Wednesday's back-to-back 7.2 and 7.5 magnitude earthquakes. On the fifth day of the rescue efforts, nearly 200 buildings in Venezuela were flattened, with several hundred more damaged. The international community has rallied to assist, especially in La Guaira, with support from 30 nations, including 1,000 metric tons of supplies and over 3,600 rescue workers. About 45,000 people remain unaccounted for. However, Jorge Rodriguez, the acting president's brother and president of the National Assembly on Monday, put the number of confirmed deaths at 1,719, with 5,034 injured and 15,866 homeless. Power outages on Monday have prevented a refinery, a petrochemical complex, and other industrial plants in the country's central region from restarting, industry sources said. Despite those issues, state-run oil PDVSA was not expecting any domestic fuel shortages, as output from refineries in the country's eastern and western regions is capable of meeting demand even after increased usage by the rescue teams. Turning attention to news in Barbados, the government has significantly improved the readiness of its hurricane shelters ahead of the Atlantic hurricane season, with most facilities upgraded and contingency measures in place to offset temporary closures, Minister of Home Affairs and Information, Gregory Nichols, has said. He told Barbados today that extensive work had been carried out to ensure shelters are prepared should the island be threatened by a storm. Yes, the shelters have been improved a lot, he said, crediting the Ministry of Education Transformation for leading much of the work. A lot of the shelters that were Category 1 shelters are back in use again this year. One or two of them have been taken out of the commission because they are being retrofitted and renovated, but we are happy with the level of preparation, Nichols noted. While some school-based shelters remain unavailable due to ongoing renovation works, alternative locations have been identified to maintain the island's emergency shelter capacity, Nichols further explained. Beyond physical infrastructure, Nichols stressed the need to recruit more volunteers to support district emergency organizations across Barbados. The government is refining disaster response and strengthening regional partnerships with Barbados benefiting from agencies like CDMA. The minister urged Barbadians to clear drains, trim trees, and remove debris to reduce hurricane risk. And finally, with international news, a 45-year-old man in a parent-child custody dispute was a suspected shooter at a shelter for mothers and children in northern Germany that left 6 dead on Monday, officials said. The man had an appointment at a shelter in Stade, close to a port city of Hamburg, early on Monday before opening fire midday, authorities said. All the victims, 4 children and 2 men, were employees of the facility. The man's 3-month-old daughter and the mother are safe. Officials report the mother and another woman are in custody. German President Frank Steinmeier expressed shock at the violence in a protective setting. Mass shootings are rare in Germany, especially when compared to the United States. In 2023, a gunman in Hamburg shot and killed 6 people before killing himself at a Jehovah's Witness worship hall. In 2016, an 18-year-old German-Iranian man who was obsessed with mass killings killed at least 9 people in Munich. That has brought us to the end of Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio Dave, thank you for watching, and do have an enjoyable rest of the evening. Goodbye for now.
Let's now join Delwyn Neblet for HGP's Sports Pulse.
Good evening, Guyana. I'm Delwyn Neblet with your HGP TV Sports Pulse for today, Tuesday, June 30, 2026. We begin tonight with swimming. Olympic swimmer Raekwon Noel has officially achieved a new lifetime best in the 200 meters butterfly. Representing the Indiana University Bloomington while competing at the 2026 TYR Pro Swim Series in Indianapolis, Noel delivered a scorching time of 1 minute 56.62 seconds to finish in 3rd place, achieving not only a new personal and national record, but also becoming the new Caribbean record holder by eclipsing the mark of 1 minute 57.94 seconds set by Puerto Rican Andrew Livingston at the 2001 World Championships. The time also stands as the new best for Carifta, surpassing the 1 minute 58.25 seconds mark set by Bahamian Jeremy Knowles at the 2026 Pan-Pacific Championships. Into cycling, Guyana is currently being represented at a 2-week UCI training program in Trinidad and Tobago. 3 cyclists, Sidwell Sandy, Alexander Leung, and the lone female Tandia Noel, along with coach Brendan Carmichael, departed Guyana for what is expected to be a valuable experience in their development. The program will feature endurance, technical, strength and conditioning training, speed and sprint sessions, race tactics and strategy coaching, as well as nutrition and recovery education. Moving into squash, some of Guyana's brightest junior squash stars are currently competing at the 2026 Pan American Under-19 Squash Championships in El Salvador. In girls singles action, Kaylee Lowe lost in straight sets to Bianca Minchon of Peru, as Emily Fangafat suffered a 3-1 loss to Paraguay's Nicole Crouch. In the doubles category, the Guyanese duo of Lowe and Fangafat have advanced to the second round after drawing a bye in their first round fixture earlier today. Moving into basketball, action commenced in the 19th edition of the KFC National Schools Basketball Festival with under-16 and girls fixtures at the National Gymnasium in Georgetown on Sunday. Huru Secondary of Arawaima in Region 10 secured victories in both divisions, defeating Queen's College 33-4 in the girls category and winning 30-5 against the Mackenzie High School in the under-16 category. President's College secured a 10-4 victory over JC Chandy Singh in the girls category, as Queen's College, Berbice High School, St. Stanislaus College, Marian Academy and St. Rose's High School also secured victories in the under-16 category. The tournament continues throughout the week at the National Gymnasium, with the grand final set to be played at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall. Finally, in cricket, action took place in the first semi-final of the 2026 ICC Women's T20 World Cup between the West Indies and Australia at the Kia Oval in London earlier today. Batting first after being sent in, the West Indies were limited to 125 for 7 of their allotment of 20 overs, as captain Hayley Matthews top scored with 30, and 3 bowlers, Ashley Gardner, Georgia Wareham and Sophie Molyneux, each picked up 2 wickets for Australia. When Australia responded, they reached 127 for 2 in just 13 overs, as Beth Mooney top scored with 61, and player of the match Ashley Gardner added 35 in the commanding 8-wicket victory. The Australians are now set to compete in the grand final of the 2026 ICC Women's T20 World Cup on Sunday, as the West Indies women have officially been eliminated. That's it for this edition of the HGP TV Sports Pulse. I'm Delwyn Neblett, reminding you to stay in the game.
HAC urges Guyanese to use social media to strengthen, not divide. IDPADA-G calls on government to demonstrate constitutional maturity and obey court order. Revitalization of the Stabroek Market moving apace. City Council excluded from Tuesday's engagement. Mayor disappointed. GPSCCU actively involved in members' long-term growth with first Entrepreneurial Market Day. And in sport, Windies women knocked out of the race for the 2026 ICC T20 World Cup trophy. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm ALETHEA Grant. Thanks for watching.